I don't. The road is before us. It is safe. I have tried it. My own feet have tried it well. Be not detained. Let the paper remain on the desk unwritten, and the book on the shelf unopened. Let the tools remain in the workshop. Let the money remain unearned. Let the school stand. Mind not the cry of the teacher. Let the preacher preach in his pulpit. Let the lawyer plead in the court, and the judge expound the law. Camarado, I give you my hand. I give you my love more precious than money. I give you myself before preaching or law. Will you give me yourself? Will you come travel with me? Shall we stick by each other as long as we live? Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Yulee. The doctor is in. Those words that I thought I would open with come from the last of 15 stanzas to a poem entitled Song of the Open Road by one of my all-time favorite poets, Walt Whitman. And the reason I chose to begin with those words today is because they really ring true to what the topic I have to discuss pertains to. And what I wanted to say is that just the other day, I was down near my university here in Boston, and walking down the street, and someone was walking towards me that I'd not yet made the formal acquaintance, but we've seen each other around, and we have a familiarity, I would think, to where we could at least, politely say hello on the street, how are you, in passing, as people used to once do in our fair country, in our society as humans. But it just kind of bothered me that it's like this person didn't even acknowledge that they saw me. I mean, I know sometimes we get caught up in things, and we kind of have tunnel vision when we're going through our day, but it just sort of disturbed me because I'm like, I know we've never met. I know I've never really even said maybe 2 words to you, but we at least have familiarity. We have people in common that we know. We are in the same locations a lot of times in terms of, being on the campus. And like I said, it's someone that at least we have seen each other enough to where it wouldn't have killed anyone, him or me, to say hello or just, acknowledge with a nod or at least something. And so all of that is to say that it's a real shame to me that it seems like we as people have become so whitewashed with all the different ways people can communicate with one another. It's like it's taken away our fundamental ability to connect as human beings on the most baseline level, such as just a greeting to someone on the street that you don't know that well. And I feel like we've lost something somewhere with all of our advancement in communication. We're losing that basic building block, which is just acknowledging of someone else's presence in person. I mean, there are so many different ways now people can keep in touch or make contact via the internet, via a cell phone, text message, whatever. It's just everything is so digital now. And, I was talking with a friend of mine at school the other day how, like, say 10 years ago, you couldn't do all that. If you wanted to talk to someone, you had to pick up the phone, the landline, and call them, and if they answered, you talked. If they didn't, you left a message on their answering machine. You couldn't send them a text message. You couldn't forward them a page on your iPhone or whatever. Like, none of that was really there. And so people really had to rely on their people skills to keep in touch, to keep in contact, to keep a common thread. And I feel like with all these new developments available, we are losing that one, benchmark of a characteristic, in that we can't even have a basic conversation with people anymore. It really, it disturbs me a little bit. To build on that, it's like we as people have grown so encapsulated within our own agenda that it's like, God forbid you sit in a restaurant or in a cafe or in a deli or anywhere, where it's sort of close quarters, or maybe even on the train or on the bus or on an airplane. God forbid you sit next to someone you don't really know or have no tie to. And it's interesting to me to watch how people sort of, it's like they panic if there's not a seat where there's a buffer around them. It's like you have to be in your own world, close but not too close. You can't sit right next to someone that you don't know, or else it disturbs your consciousness, your aura, whatever it is. And I think that's really sad. People give off different energies, and maybe if you're one of those people that can pick up on, someone's vibe, it may disturb you, and you may feel like, I don't want to be close to that. But in general, I don't think it's that extreme. I don't think it has to be taken to that extreme. It's just, we're all out here, we're all on this road together. And the thing about Walt Whitman's poem, which, why I used it, is because it's about how, all the indoor places we have in our life, all the inside places, really don't mean anything a lot of the time, because when we're out and about in the real world, when we're interacting with other people, when I step out the threshold into the world, that is the common ground. We're all, on the road. We all have to use the sidewalk, or we all have to drive along the same expressway route to get to wherever we're going. And so it's the road, it's those outdoor experiences that bring us together. And I feel like we have to start really embracing that, or else we're going to get further and further divided. It's just something I felt I needed to say. I know this is really random, but it just, like I said, it was sort of on my conscience, and I thought I'd speak a little bit about it. I don't think I'm done yet, but I'm going to stop here and just let you guys stew on that. I'd love to hear some thoughts, some perspectives on this. Please feel free to comment, feel free to email, and let's continue this little dialogue. I think it's very interesting. And let me know if you have had any experiences like this, where you notice how it seems like there's this perpetual disconnect in our social interaction as people. So on that note, I think I'll say good day, and I'll be talking with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.